Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm going to cover a Musketeer deck profile, and as I mentioned in my previous video, that this deck will more be like a skeleton, something that is kind of a draft or a entry point of how you can start building the deck and play around with it, and then to like based on your experience and including more cards that you think feeling more and taking out some cards that you think may not be feeling your playstyle. um, I'm starting to doing this more often because currently I don't have a chance to actually play outside, um, and my friends are actually sometimes quite busy with the stuff, and some of them don't even have the equipment to help me out with remote fighting something, and myself is currently also very busy with work, so there's a lot of different matters that's stopping me from getting some fight videos recorded and also some testing. But of course we do play the clan enough, we do play some of the archetypes enough to start with for you with some ideas, so you can take a look, and then always feels free to just comment down below what your thoughts are, what cards you think might be a good choice, or something that you prefer not to run. Feel free to comment down below and we can discuss further. Now back to the deck profile. For the starting Vanguard, we use the Musketeers. Usually I tell people just use whatever you want, but because we are running Musketeers, we do want to be able to call Musketeers from deck, um, being able to recycle Musketeer back to deck. So having more Musketeer units that basically secure appearance is very important. That's why we are running the starter. And then to our key, which is Cecilia Reverse and Cecilia. So currently I'm running 3. One reason is I only got 3. I'm still trying to find a 4th copy, but it's not that easy anymore. So if you are also in some kind of situation like me, 3 is still okay because we do have other cards that we can use, not just Cecilia, but having enough Cecilia in the deck is quite important because you do need to rely on the Cecilia name with our reverse. In which also I will just tell you here, I usually won't be caring about Cecilia's skill, but of course if you do have some situation that you need to write her first and do some other actions, feel free to do that. But we can quickly go over her skill in case some people don't know what she does. She has an active skill once per turn, a Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1, return one of your regards, look at top 5, call up to 2, shuffle your deck. And if your soul has a grade 3 instead of 2, you can call 3, and during the turn your front row unit, 3 of your front row units will get plus 10k, and because we won't get any XL markers, usually the 3 units means 2 you call, on your regular circle and 1 on Vanguard Circle, because it's a unit. But her skill is an active skill, so you can only use this skill during your main phase, basically, which in this deck you usually won't be actually using this skill that much unless you go for your next turn or when you ride her first. So it's just so that you know that skill exists, but the key is of course our Cecilia Reverse. So her skill is, the first one is when this unit attacks as a Vanguard, counterblast 1, retire 2 of your units, look at top 5, call to 2, shuffle, call to Regular Circle and shuffle your deck. So you kill 2, you get 2 back, which also link with the second skill depending on the moment you use the first skill. Now the second skill is a Vanguard and front row Regular Circle once per turn. During the turn, when your Cecilia Regard that appears from the deck, so you basically superior call it, and attacking a grade 3 or higher opponent's Vanguard, and when the battle ends you can counterblast 1 and then lock 2 of your standing regards, then you can stand the unit that is Cecilia that attacked as a regard, or if you do have a lock the card in your front row which you counterblast and pay the cost. Then, instead of standing that unit, you bind it, and then riding on top of your Musketeer Vanguard. That's that. So, she can just be a rearguard attacking and fulfill all the effects. That is a Grave Free, Cecilia attacking a Grave Free Vanguard, and then you lock enough cards that is standing, and then of course you can choose to restand her, just that, or you can choose to bind her and put her on top of Vanguard Circle, which when she attacks, after she becomes the Vanguard, you can still use the first skill to counterblast 1 and retire 2 and call 2. So it's kind of sacrificing your front row for using this effect, but she can use a counterblast and give you that back. Or you can just restand your Cecilia without locking any front row units, then you can still get to do multiple attacks. But I think most people will choose to let her ride on the Vanguard Circle, which also, if she is on the Vanguard Circle and if you have a normal Cecilia on the Vanguard Circle, you can still bind her and ride her on top. So you still get to do another train drive. So still great, but you do need to look at your board very, very carefully on the moment you use their skills, looking into what you are lacking, what you need, what you have, all sort of things. So going to use your brain quite a lot. So do be careful. Don't go too over with your skills and such. And you can also get to use her core unit skill first, and then to kind of doing some more multiple attacks if you want to, because you don't always need to lock your front row, and there are times that you don't even have any Cecilia on the board as a rearguard. So yeah, you do need to be very, very careful on what you use, what skill you use, and the timing. And as a backup plan, because we do need a Grave Free Musketeer Vanguard, I'm using Vera, so she can share the trigger effects to the front row. She gets to call more units and also help you recycle units. So this is also one reason you need to run her. Basically that's it. Because worst or worst, you have her, you have this. You probably won't be riding her, even though you can. But if you ride her first and you get the Legion pair to help you share the triggers effects when you call or something, then you can still call her out, giving her some power, and then just do all the works that you want to do and ride on top of her while still getting another train drive. So this is still another way that you can kind of being a little bit aggressive while then trying to kind of slowing down a bit, even though you do a lot of attacking, but you are gathering hands, building a board, taking a longer game while trying to keep building up your better boards, higher quality boards, and keep pushing while still staying alive in the game. So that's basically the idea. I think the support that we're given isn't bad, but it's not that shiny when we see her, but we do get a chance to do something different, even though locking our own units kind of restricting our own moves, but I think it's a good thing to try. And I think the design team actually do consider if you apply trigger effect to this card and instead of saying bind the card and then ride on top, you say move the unit, that might cause a lot of trouble. That's why we see the skill as this, not moving the units from circle to circle, so they are still technically the same unit, but now it's not. So this new unit, you don't get all the buff that you apply on them as a rearguard, and you just need to work hard yourself. Now, how to build our boards? Of course, we do have our Silver to generate planet tokens, not only for popping, but also for some early rush that the extra 5k just asking for more shields. And then to play a little bit safe, I'm running August. I don't think a lot of people actually running this card, but I prefer to give him a try because he can actually increase shield value. He kind of still getting you something to draw, and since I'm locking 2 units to do my stuff, so I can feel free to just lock him up, and after that when the turn pass, he can just go intercept and do his stuff while I still have a lot of units to actually pay for the cost. So I think it's good to give it a try, but if you don't like this card, you can always change to other Musketeers, but make sure you try to run a little bit more Musketeers. I do see people using a grade 2 promo that allows you to gain boost while having enough planet tokens or something. That is also a good idea, but I think it's more depending on you want to play kind of defensively or more aggressively. In this build, I'm trying to play a little bit more defensively because always when I play a 4 stack, I always find myself don't have enough shield value, not having enough cards to guard and something, so my mindset just asked me to use this card, and we'll see. And then of course we do have our soul, that is the Legion pair for Vera, and she helps you to call cards. She also allows you to activate trigger effects when you call a trigger unit with her effects. So in many ways, even though if you are not running her, you still need to run this card because the extra kind of guarantee trigger effects, because it's whenever you call a trigger you can basically do that, but you might not see a trigger, but that increases your chances to meet triggers instead of just look at top 5, okay, their triggers, go to the bottom, or shuffle a deck so you might not see them again. But this card increases chances, and it's quite important. And then entering great ones, 2 other pack mini. In the past I've run a lot more, but since now the chances of seeing enough tokens is not that high, and I do run enough grade 3s to kind of secure me to at least get one, but I do want to increase the chances of meeting the one that I want to see. So 2 of them there, and then you can always feel free to use her as a cost to pop and then call more units, because whenever you can choose to pop units, you can choose to pop the Musketeers, or you want to keep enough Musketeers on board, then you can just use her as a cost. And then Speedberry for getting the extra power, extra planet tokens, extra soul charge whenever you need, because she used soul charge, she used soul, so you do need to have some ways to soul charge, even though you can kind of rewriting from there, getting yourself some souls. But if you by any chance need to rely on Cecilia skill, you always don't want to soul blast a grade 3, and if you're running out of souls, Speedberry is going to help you out. And we do have a rules to generate planet tokens if you ride her, but else she's going to help you counter charge because it's important. We use a lot of counter blast in this deck, so still running 4, not only because she is Musketeers grade 1, but she also creates the chances of counter charge, so our engine won't just stop when we run out of gas. We can refill the gas, we can keep doing our stuff, so it's a good trade-off. And then 2 of promo that can get 10k plus whenever you call a card from the deck. For that turn you get 10k, so sometimes you just need that little push. I don't run 4 because I think the spaces is better for these guys, so yeah, that's why I'm running 2. And since we can have a chance to recycle our stuff anyway, so we don't need too much. And then 2 of the Miracle to get also some plant tokens and just a little bit of power adjustment. Not always important, not always, but sometimes when you are like trying to hit an important regard that is 10k and you want to bait your opponents for more than a 10k shield, the 3k sometimes helps. But usually it doesn't matter too much, or you just want to pump a like a 5k units in order to reach 16k somehow to hit the 10k. That is also something that changes the guard value. So far I think this card still has her uses, not as much, but some early game pushing mechanics I think is still important because she can just call a plant token as long as she's so blast when she appears on Vanguard the Regal Circle. Right. Now entering triggers, 3 of the Maroon crit, and then 4 of the Musketeer crit because we do want a lot of more Musketeers. 4 of the PG draws, 1 of the normal draw because I do like this balance, 7-5, that I always prefer when I'm playing a 4 stack, playing a Musketeer decks. And then for heals, I'm running 2 of the Heal Guardians and then 2 of the normal heals. As I said before, I do want to stay a little bit defensive, even though the Heal Guardian can be very defensive if you draw them early game. But after you pass that point, that you're starting to be on Grave Freeze, the skill is basically useless because you can't use them anymore, and the 20k shield can come in handy. So I'm running 2-2. If I'm running a deck that I believe myself will go very fast, then I will run 4 of the Heal Guardians because I do want to make sure I kind of get one through the drawing and such. Then I throw them all to protect myself, and then during my turn I just push as hard as I can. But with this, we do have a little bit room of doing a little bit guarding, taking a little bit of time, building up our board, make sure it looks great, and then look at our skills carefully, do our plays. So yeah, that's why we are running 2-2. If you really prefer 4, I'm not stopping you. But if you ask me in Musketeers, in Nectar, what do I prefer? I prefer 2-2. Yeah, so that's basically the deck list, and it isn't too hard to pilot. You just need to look at the cards one by one, do things carefully, look at your board first, and most of the skills are actually quite easy to understand, and also allows you to do some early rush when you see that your hand's full of cards that can call plant tokens. You can just get the whole board, punch every single turn, do 3 attacks, and then when you get into these, then or even get into these, you just push whenever you can. But with Cecilia Reverse, the only downside is you need your opponents to be on Grave Freeze. So if you ride her first and you're going first, you probably won't be able to get her effects fully. So you rather go for something else. Yeah, that's basically it. Even though when your opponent is not Grave Freeze, this her second effects that share the trigger power to your front row still won't be active, but you still get to do a little bit of recycling and such. So, or worse or worse, you can still use your normal Cecilia to rebuild your board, or you can even just use this. But this is pop 1 get 2, this is pop 2 get 2, so for early game I think pop 1 get 2 is still a better play if you really want to, but this allows you to actually go aggressive, losing some units, and then rebuild your board. So yeah, I hope I explained enough for the deck idea, but as always, feel free to comment down below, let me know your thoughts and such. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.